Hello, Stand Up Retail
Hey
family.
guys.
We hope all is well. We know this month has been crazy. It's the last countdown, and you're racing to get to where you can actually get some extra rest and recuperate. So, our commitment to you this month was to keep these short, sweet, and to the point, and very relevant for what you're going through right now. So, there's no stopping this runaway train called holiday. But Edward, do you just want to quickly go over what we talked about last episode for them?
Yeah, definitely. Last episode, we talked about the two E's, engagement, empowerment. And what we did is we looked at them a little bit differently and we reframed them and we put them in very common layman terms
Mhm.
as looking at them individually and how they individually work in an organization and how they coincide and work together. We looked at engagement in a way of being comfortable, and how do you deliver engagement, how do you accept engagement, and how do you be comfortable around the whole engagement aspect. And then we looked at empowerment, and we looked at empowerment as a trust thing. How do you trust the power that you're giving someone to do for you within an organization? Or on the other stand, how do you trust that the person that's giving you the power is giving it to you to benefit you and your self-development and your growth? The link will be down in the bio below.
Awesome. So today we're actually digging into part of that. We're going to dig a little bit deeper
Yay.
into trust. And most people think that trust is just kind of one thing.
Yeah.
Either you have it or you don't. And today, what we're going to do is we're going to reframe that concept of trust into two pieces of the whole, because it's a foundational life skill. A lot of what people forget is that, or just dismiss, is that in retail you learn to master so many skills that benefit you not just in the retail realm. You really can enhance your life outside of the workspace as well. So we're going to look at these two interlocking ideas that make up the trust, which is the ability to earn it as well as the ability to grant it. So what do you think about that, Edward?
I think that's totally great. And I love the fact that we're talking about this topic, especially after, the episode we had before when it was dealing with trust, because it is twofold. And I think trust should always be it should be looked at it that way, that, you have to trust being the person giving it. And then you
Mhm.
also you have to trust the fact that someone that's earning it. There has to
Yeah.
be this level of trust on both ends in order
Mhm.
for it to work. It has to connect somehow. So I think this is great. I love that we're talking about this today.
So, I think normally we share stories about, the topic that we're going to go over, but I wanted to kind of go through something a little different. I wanted to kind of do a little exercise instead. So bear with me, Edward. So, without trust, a team completely loses its structure, and becomes more like a bunch of disjointed parts of a machine,
Yeah.
just kind of all going in all different directions, and it becomes really chaotic. But today, I want to do something where I'm going to ask you to think about someone in your personal life, Edward,
Hmm.
and then take a moment and think about why you trust them. Just a couple of little bullet points about why.
Hmm.
Why was that person the one who popped into your mind? Now think about someone at work that you trust. Just keep
Okay.
that person in your mind,
Yeah.
um, and do the same thing. Come up with a couple of bullet points about why do you trust that person in your workspace. Now look at the common denominators between
Yeah.
those two lists of why. Did they have common denominators for you, Edward?
They did.
Were
It's
they
very
slightly different, but they
they
they pretty much at their core were similar?
uh, very yeah. I mean, they were actually pretty much the same thing. I mean, when I think about it, it's like when I think about the personal
Mhm.
connection to someone that I trust. It's they have my best interest at heart. They have my back. They're there for me, not necessarily always when I need them, but they know when they show up when I need them the most. And I may
Mhm.
not know that.
Mhm.
And the interesting thing is I feel that same way about someone that I work with. I feel like that person, they have my best interest at heart. They want to see me succeed. They want me, you know what I mean? Like they
Mhm.
know where something is off and they know how to step in and be a part of whatever it is to my success.
A lot of times we put up these walls between our personal life and
Yeah.
our professional life. It's very easy for us to forget that a lot of the habits and behaviors that make us successful within a service industry we use every single day outside of work as
Yeah.
well. So when you think of the common denominators, a lot of times it's those people probably fulfilled promises that they made to you,
Mhm.
or they kept commitments to you.
Yeah.
Um, they helped you when you needed them the most, like you said. Um, they do it often. So
Oh,
there's
yeah.
they are consistent in proving to you that they are committed to you. It's not just a one and done thing. Like, they continuously show you through their actions, and give you that proof. They're honest, even if that honesty is hard to hear, because they have your best interest at heart.
Right.
um, they participate in the celebration of your successes. And again, we're not talking a piece of candy, but when you have those big moments, those life moments, um, whether it's outside of work or at work, these people understand what a big deal it is to you.
Yeah.
And they participate in that celebration or
Exactly.
that
Yeah.
congratulations. They're aware. They have an awareness of who you are, what's important to you, what your needs are.
Mhm.
um, and you personally have this unwavering knowledge that they're going to be there for you.
So
So
true. So true.
when you build all of those together, like, it's very easy to give trust. Now, looking at the other half of that, though, you know think of all of those things that those people did to earn your trust. So
Hmm.
when you earn trust, you're the person taking action. Earning trust can also feel awkward like that.
Yeah.
I also think, when really breaking down trust into, have I earned it? Or, why can't I give it
Yeah.
yet? You know, makes it a lot easier for whether, regardless of if you are that hourly who is looking to grow,
Mhm.
you know if you think you're ready, how have you shown you're ready? So you can't just put away these basic core fundamental beliefs
Right.
for 6 weeks. You gotta learn how to adapt them.
To your point, the great thing is that um when it comes to trust or someone earning your trust, or you putting your trust in someone else, it's very key that you said, like you said, to listen. And because you never really know why someone doesn't trust you. A lot of it could be history. One of the things that I like to look at is think about two things. Think about when you're having those hard conversations, when you have to sit down and have a hard conversation with someone, think about the difference between the two. When you're having a hard conversation with someone you trust and they trust you,
Mhm,
how much easier that is. But
mhm,
think about, and we've all been there. Think about when you know that you're about to sit down and have a hard conversation as a supervisor with someone you know does not trust you or hasn't bought into your trust. Think about how you have to frame
mhm.
that conversation. It becomes harder.
Oh,
It becomes
100%.
so much harder. But then also being that person that you knowing that you're going to sit down and you're about to have a hard conversation with someone who's your supervisor that you report to, think about how you feel. Your defenses
Mhm.
is already up. You're ready to go in because you don't trust this person.
Yeah, I
But
think
deep down, you don't
what
want to feel that way. You
I mean, there's a couple of concepts that you talked about that are 100% a
Yeah,
way that you earn it and 100% a way that you grant it.
yeah,
So honoring the trust that you give and the trust you receive with action, um, is probably the best way that you can master trust,
yeah.
particularly in the workspace. So, Edward, what else around trust? Like thinking back to that exercise, do you think that's a good exercise for people
I
to kind of do, just trying to
Yeah,
figure out like if they don't have trust in the workplace, like
right.
why?
Yeah, no, I love the exercise. The exercise is really great, and I like you said, I love the fact that I saw the commonality in the two. One of the things that I was just sitting here thinking about is that as a leader or as a supervisor, when you're starting to look at trust and you think about trust, because of that exercise, I thought about the things that affected me and trust.
Mhm,
Everyone's trust level is different, when
mhm.
you're leading a team. And yes, trust needs to be a holistic thing where it's whole as a group and you cover that group, but you have to know that within that group, everyone's an individual. So everyone's trust level with you, it's
Oh
going to
yeah.
be up and down. So
That's
you
why
have
that
to,
awareness is key.
yeah,
And
I think you need to be aware of that. Yeah, because
actions
your
speak way
actions,
louder.
yeah, your actions are going to look different with, associate A versus associate B.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? A may be someone who was bought in from the beginning. B may be someone who has a little history with trust and they don't quite trust that easy. That's going to take a little work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or you might have a seasonal
Wow.
employee that just joined your team
Exactly.
and
Yep.
they are only there for a short amount of time. So
Yep.
why buy in?
Yep.
You know,
Exactly.
there's I I think if you as a supervisor or you as the employee, if you want to be trusted, show
Mhm.
you can be trusted. If you
Exactly.
want to trust your team so you can do more together and have greater successes as that leader, you need to show that you can be trusted.
Right. Right.
And the actions are very similar,
Mhm.
um, but there is a responsibility that comes with trust.
Yeah.
The more genuine it actually
Yes.
is when it builds.
And it makes
Um,
things so much easier.
Yeah, it makes everything easier.
Yeah.
So even the holidays.
Yeah.
So Edward, do you want to just give them a quick sneak peek about what the next topic is going to be?
Yeah. So our next topic, we're going to talk about mastering agility at work and how to step up when you're needed. I think we've talked about this in earlier topics, about stepping up. So this time of the year is probably the most crucial time of the year, is where you're going to find yourself stepping up into things that you normally probably wouldn't step up any of the other, you know weeks of the year that
And we're
you
not just
work in
talking
retail.
the 10 days before Christmas. Like,
Exactly.
right after that, you've got the crush of
Exactly.
markdowns, returns,
Turns,
inventory within the
inventory, like
retail world.
every,
It's
yeah,
crazy all the
it,
way up until that last week in January. So
exactly. It gets
I
really
love this
crazy.
topic.
Yeah.
I'm
So it's
excited.
really important about the agility and being able to step up where needed. So that's what we're going to talk about next week.
Awesome. So, guys, as always, like, subscribe if you enjoy what we talk about. We definitely want to grow our audience. So, please suggest us, share our videos, share our podcasts, let your coworkers, your friends, your family know. Again, a lot of this applies regardless of what industry you work in.
Mhm.
Our specialty is in retail. So, a lot of our expertise and our examples come from that
Right.
expertise. And we also have companion articles. So even in these highly edited, shorter videos where a lot of information comes at you in a short time frame, like 15, 20 minutes or less, you can always go to our companion articles for a much more detailed breakdown about the entire topic with research and reference materials and things like that. And lots of great things are coming in 2022. So as always, walk with a purpose, my friends, wherever you are, whatever you are doing, and know that we see you, we hear you, we feel you, we know what you're going through, we appreciate you, and you know, it's almost done. You almost made it through holiday, and then we can focus on a lot of more about your development, and where you want to go, with your career, however short or long it's going to be within this retail industry. Okay. So till next time, talk to you soon,
Yeah.
friends. Bye.
Bye.